Hello and welcome back, Catamounts. My name is Andrew Perez,
And I'm Ryan Mullis.
and welcome back to We Watch. So, Ryan, what is your favorite foreign film?
That's an interesting question. There's so many foreign films that I still haven't had the privilege of watching. Like all the essential ones from like back in the day. But I'm gonna be very recent and say Parasite. I think it's a gripping, like intense heist style, dark comedy thriller. Of course, won the Best Picture prize
Oh, yeah.
at the Academy Award. It won the Palme d'Or at Cannes. It's just a masterful film. One of the best films I saw in like the past 10 years.
No, that's a good pick. I really do like that movie too. I do think it has some of the best cinematography I think I've ever seen. But for mine, I'm gonna have to go to Korea too. I'm gonna say Train to Busan. That's one of my favorite zombie movies of all
Yeah.
time. I'm a big like monster guy, like monster fan, and I just thought it was amazing. Like the story was just so amazing. I thought it was beautiful cinematography. I love the soundtrack too. I love what they did with that film. It's honestly one of my favorite, not even just monster but zombie movies of all time. Which is saying a lot because I love like Dawn of the Dead and such. But I think Train to Busan did really good. It did win a couple awards. It only came out not that long ago, probably like 10 years ago. But it is a really good film.
Yeah.
And speaking of foreign films, me and Ryan went to go see Paris Te Jamais. Ryan, why don't you tell them a little bit about the film that we saw?
Okay, so this is an anthology film, and the reason why we're talking about it's from 2006. So, like, why are you talking about a film that's that old on the series? Well,
Yeah.
there was a showing of it at the Bardo Theater. One of the professors in the English department is putting on a film series called the Twisted Vacation film series. This was the second film in that film series. The first film was The Flora Project by Sean Baker. We didn't get to go see it at the Bardo Bart Center, but we've both seen it.
Yeah,
right?
it's an amazing
An
film.
incredible film, but we did get to catch the second film that neither of us has seen
Yeah.
before, and this has been on my radar because it has a lot of known directors in it, like Gus Van Sant, the Coen brothers, Alfonso Cuarón, what's the name? Wes Craven
Yeah,
even
Wes
did
Craven, yeah.
portion of this film, and whenever I'm looking at like their descriptions on Letterboxd, it always pops up. So this has always been on my radar for years, and this was a good opportunity to finally watch it.
Oh, yeah.
This is an anthology series, of course, and it's I think the concept for it was to kind of like talk about the 20 districts, like split up, like all the films would like be placed in those districts. There are only 18 short films in this anthology series because I think they couldn't fit two of them in. But still, it's a pretty interesting concept for an anthology series to kind of like tackle a city as well known as Paris in like this kind of different like artistic perspective.
Oh, yeah,
kind
most
of way.
definitely.
Like it's bringing on a lot of these known directors to like bring together the shorts, these shorts in like a cohesive way. I thought it was a very interesting film. Definitely entertained me throughout. Apparently, this is also a part of a series as well. There are other anthology films like New York, I Love You, and Berlin, I Love You. Not as like well received as these because I think the talent and directors kind of dropped off when making those films. I think Natalie Portman, who's in this, one of the short films in this, directed one for the New York I
Okay,
Love You
that's pretty cool.
series. But yeah, but as far as this goes, this is a very interesting film. It premiered at the Cannes Film Festival all the way back in the day, the Prestige
Oh, yeah.
Film
The big
Festival,
one, yeah.
the big boy. But yeah, I thought it was interesting. What did you think about this?
I really
anthology
did like
series?
it. Once again, like you said, I did have this on my radar for a while. I remember I was digging through Letterboxd a couple years ago, and I did see this film pop up a couple times. I love anthology films. One of my favorites is Wild Tales, the one that Spain and America did. So I was very excited to see this. This one is a lot more than Wild Tales. Wild Tales only had 6. Like Ryan said, this has 18. So there's a lot of films in here. Overall, I really did love it though. I love when like countries join together to make a film like this. Like recently with the Zone of Interest with like France and America. This one's also France and America. So I really did like it. Like you said, there's a lot of big names in this. Not only directors, but a lot of actors too. You have Steve Buscemi. You have Willem Dafoe for a quick minute. Elijah Wood, Natalie Portman.
Bob Hoskins.
Maggie Gyllenhaal. There's a lot of big names in this, and I like that. I think they did really good with this. I really liked a lot of the short films. Like you said, it's a very artsy movie. I love artsy movies like this. I love when films just experiment. Like, I feel like I haven't seen an anthology in so long. And 18 is, really unheard of. So I did appreciate that they, went that route and tried to be original. I did like a lot of these stories. A lot of these were really creative. I felt a lot of emotion through a lot of these. Some of the stories are happy, some of them are sad, and some of them just leave you like, eh. But I think overall, I really did like it. The cinematography is good. It has really good pacing, especially for it's 2 hours, but every short is only like 5-10 minutes. So yeah. It keeps you entertained. You're not like bored throughout or anything. Because I know some anthologies kind of lose their steam. I don't feel like this film lost its steam at all during the movie. But overall, I did really like it. I thought it was amazing. And for like an art film like this, I thought it was one of the best ones I think I've seen in a minute.
Yep.
But Ryan, what are your favorite shorts in this film? Because I know this film is all about shorts.
Yeah, I mean, like, I liked a lot of the shorts by the known directors, of course. I mean, one of the interesting things about this anthology series is that, like, everyone's bringing their particularly known style to the table. Like, with the third one, directed by Gus Van Sant, that has like that, it's very intimate, like you would expect from a Gus Van Sant film. If you're thinking My Own Private Idaho or Good Will Hunting or Elephant, if you've seen any of those films.
Yeah, no, Elephant.
That one was the first short that kind of hooked me and like got me engaged, because the first two shorts
they're very, very short.
Yeah, those first two didn't really hook me. I think they were a bit too short, a bit underdeveloped, even for how short these films are. But like once the known directors start getting into the mix, like it starts becoming engaging, and that definitely happens in the fourth short directed by the Coen brothers, starring Steve Buscemi, which is like completely silent because he's like playing this foreigner character in the train station, and he's not accustomed to the kind of things and behaviors in France, so like a whole miscommunication
it's kind of like
goes
a slapstick
down.
comedy, a little
Very
bit.
slapstick comedy feel for that, and like it had like that quirky Coen brothers vibe that you would get from one of their more lighthearted films, like Oh Brother, Where Art Thou? But like, I really liked that one. Another one that I really liked was the one directed by Alfonso Cuarón, starring Nick Nolte, and information is pretty much like delivered pretty slowly in that one, because he's talking to like this young girl, and we don't really know their relationship or anything. So like they're just having this conversation, and it's all done in one take, like you would expect from an Alfonso Cuarón film. If you've seen Children of Men, one of my favorite films of all time, honestly, it's like there's a lot of long takes
most definitely
in his work, and of course this one is just one completely long take of them walking down the sidewalk, and then like by the end you kind of realize that they're actually like they have familial ties. They're not like in a relationship or anything, because there's a baby like at the end that Nick Nolte's taking care of. But like, I thought that was really interesting. Another one that I really liked was one towards the end, the one with Natalie Portman, directed by Tom Tooler. I think that's how you pronounce his name. I watched one of his films called Run Lola Run. It's from 1998, and it has like a very interesting editing style that's very like that plays with like motion and stuff like that. We see that in that short where it's like definitely. There's like this miscommunication between this like blind character and Natalie Portman, where like Natalie Portman is playing like an actress, and she says something to the blind character that's like interpreted as like them breaking up. So he's starting to reflect on the moments that he held so precious during their time together, and it's very much filmed in that same kind of like fast motion style, and I thought that was pretty intriguing. And then everything's kind of tied together with the final short by Alexander Payne, starring character actress Margot Martindale. I would never call Margot Martindale by her actual name because of BoJack Horseman, if you ever watched that show. But like character actress Margot Martindale is kind of narrating in this, and she's like obviously playing a foreigner character as well, who's playing like speaking in this very awkward French delivery that's very Americanized. But it kind of summarizes like the like the eloquent beauty of Paris and stuff
Oh yeah,
like
most
that.
definitely. They did amazing with that short.
That it was a great way to tie everything together. And I'll mention just one more because I know you have some thoughts on these. I just want to mention Wes Craven's because when you think Wes Craven, you're thinking it's going to be like a horror show
Oh, yeah.
or something like that. Like you're going to get Scream or Nightmare on Elm Street or you're going to get Hills Have Eyes or whatever. This was actually very against type, what he
Yeah.
was doing on this one. It was a lot more romantic and sweet. And you even have like a ghostly Oliver Wilde figure played by Alexander Payne in it, kind of like giving love advice or whatever. And I thought that was very interesting because like everyone in this film is probably kind of bringing their usual style.
Oh,
Wes
yeah.
Craven kind of diverged, and I thought that was
Cool. Yeah.
that was pretty cool. You know, like having like a director like that just kind of like showcase another side of
Oh
film,
yeah, most
you know?
definitely.
So, something that we usually don't see from a known director. But
yeah.
what do you think about these shorts?
Overall, I really did like pretty much all of them. I will say though, like you said earlier, the first two are really short. They're not really like drawn out too much, but we'll get to that when we critique them. But like I said, I really did like the third one. I love the cowboy one. I forget who directed
yeah.
that one. That was a really like powerful, emotional one. That's a one about a mother grieving her child's loss and trying to get over that. I think that one, it's only like 5 minutes, but it gets to the point right away, and it really did leave you with an emotion. Like I was sitting there, the shorts were funny, you know, and then that I was like, dang. It was really good though, really well directed. It really brought the emotion, and for 5 minutes, I feel like that's really hard to do. So I'll give them props to that. I really like that one. I did love the Coen Brothers one again. I love Steve Buscemi. He's funny. It's bringing like that 30s feel, like that slapstick style. I thought it was funny. I really liked the Elijah Wood one. I forget who directed that one, but it's like Elijah Wood, and he is just walking around, and then he finds a dead guy, and then he sees a vampire, and the vampire chases him, and it's like a romantic comedy kind of for a minute. It's pretty funny. I liked the special effects in that one. Seeing Elijah Wood as a vampire was pretty funny. I really liked the blind one, of course, too. Natalie Portman did a really good performance. Like you said, I do agree, really does play with like his directing style and like sound and time. So I think to see that was like really interesting. That was one of the best ones.
Oh, yeah.
I love the directing. I love just the sound editing was really good too.
Yeah.
I liked how that one was put together. I liked how that one was edited. I really liked the Wes Craven one a lot. Like you said, when you picture Wes Craven, you think of like horror or such. But this one was more of just like a comedy kind of. I really like this one. I think it was a good like little romance right there, and I like how Oliver Wilde's ghost was played by Alexander Payne. That was pretty funny. And I did really like the baby one too, where he's walking with his daughter, and you don't know it's his daughter, and he's taking care of her kid.
Yeah.
I think that was pretty cool. I did like how that was one shot because it didn't make you question like what's going on, what's the relationship here, are they dating or something? But and then it ends up just being like a nice wholesome story.
Yeah.
And I also like the Bob Hoskins one too. I did like that one. That was a very interesting one. Definitely one of the most out there shorts, I'd say, which I like. I appreciate it. It's very, very interesting. I like the shots in that one. There's a really cool one where you can kind of see like half his suit in a shadow, and then he walks out. I thought that was cool. But overall, yeah, I did like most of the shorts. They're very entertaining. I like the music. Some of them had music, some of them didn't, but that's just like different people's directing styles. And yeah, what was his name again? Alexander
Alfonso Cuarón.
Yeah, shout out to him for making the first good movie in that short. The first short, a good short in that movie. We have a little bit of beef with him. Just kidding. But
We'll talk about it on another.
we'll talk. Yeah. But Ryan, what are your critiques of this film?
I would say just kind of the juxtaposition between a lot of these shorts can get kind of like weird and bizarre. I think that kind of adds to the character and flavor of like the film, of course, but like you mentioned the scene that was like very, very depressing.
Yeah.
Like the one about the grieving mother.
Oh, yeah.
And the cowboys kind of being real. Like she has like this vision of a cowboy, and it's like, do you want to see your son again? And she said yes, and like it was very heartfelt and emotional. I feel like at that point though, it got like very dark and depressing. They had to like lighten the mood a bit.
Oh,
and,
yeah.
like juxtapose that to the funniest one with the mime
Oh
family.
yeah, that was crazy. That was crazy.
Like the way that was kind of done, I was like, I mean, like I
least give us
understand what
some
you're.
breathing room.
I understand what you're doing, but it's
Yeah.
kind of awkward. But
No, it
like,
definitely was.
other than that, like I just feel like some of them, are like, again, my only real complaint is that I think the first two were pretty underdeveloped, and I didn't really know what was going on. But once like we got deep into the anthology, we kind of just got a feel of, how chaotic the film could get when going back and forth, and like I started appreciating the style of like, going into these different districts. So I thought that so yeah, that's like really the only big complaints I have, really. Other than that, I think this is still an incredibly enjoyable watch.
Oh yeah.
If you're looking for a film that, kind of mixes things up as far as the style goes, since it's working with so many different, like, creative minds, just giving their like little short sense of how they would portray Paris.
Oh yeah.
And bring character to a city with so much character.
Oh yeah, most definitely.
As it is, but it kind of reminds me of early cinema. Like when cinema was developing. A lot of it were just very much like city guides.
Oh yeah,
or
most
like city
definitely.
landmarks. Like I did like a viewing experience of like films from all the way back to like the late 1800s, 1890s,
Oh yeah,
or
that's
something
cool.
like that. It's literally just people going around and taking
Oh yeah, especially.
video of people in Paris.
Yeah, one of the
like
earliest
that.
films ever. It's just like a train leaving the Paris station.
Oh,
So
yep.
yeah, but I agree. Those are good critiques. My critiques, I kind of have the same critiques. The first two are really short. Like you could tell that they've had a longer script and they had to cut it short, which I didn't really like because I wanted to see where they went, but they were only like 3 minutes. They were very very quick. Also, I will say the tone is very strange in this movie. I understand it's an anthology and there's like different tones, but they could set it up a little better. Like I definitely think like the first couple are very goofy and then it gets very sad with like the mother grieving her son. And it goes to like some really weird mime one, like some comedy, and it's just like, come on. And there's some other really dark ones too, like the Maggie Gyllenhaal drug one.
Oh, yeah.
Like some of these are like dark and really sad, especially the mother caring for the other girl's baby. Like
Oh, yeah.
these are some of these films are like very very sad.
I like the structure of that one. Like she had to leave behind her own
Oh, yeah.
kid, get on like this bus, and like this transition to like her taking care of someone else's kid. I thought that was really well structured, all things considered.
I did know I liked it a lot. It was just like I wish they had like better tone for the movie. I guess you know what I'm saying. I feel like also some of these I would have liked to see some of these longer. I understand that they had to put 18 into this, but I would have preferred maybe cut a couple out.
Yeah.
Some of them I would have loved to see. Yeah, I would have loved to see more. Honestly, like I did like where the second one was going a lot. I wanted to see like more of that one, but it cut it very short. And I was just
Yeah.
very like left like like dang whatever. Also, I think like they could have set up like the tones a little better, I guess, because like some of these are very out there. Some of these are like paranormal. Most of the film is grounded, and then it gets from like 0 to like 100, and like from one film to the other. And I would have liked them to at least like put a couple other like ones in the beginning to kind of be like, okay, some of these are gonna be like very weird. Some of these are gonna be like very normal. But they kind of wait. They kind of like these are very grounded until you get to like the vampire one and the ghost one. You're like, oh, so like. It's just like this is a real anthology, not like, because most anthologies have like a grounded, same tone.
Yeah.
Which is fine. I just wish they would have set it up a little better. But overall, like you said, I really did like this movie. I love all the different art styles colliding with each other. I love films like that. And I'm glad that the directors got to do what they wanted to do. I'm glad it wasn't like some corporate studio mess. And I'm glad that they just got to be, artsy for a minute and just make what they wanted to make. And I think a lot of these play off each other really well. This is a very entertaining movie, like I said. I loved watching it all the way through. I'll definitely watch this again someday. Overall, I liked it. I liked the actors. They definitely had fun while filming this. I could tell.
Yeah.
They gave really good performances. The directors gave amazing performances. And overall, I really liked this movie. Ryan, what would you give? How would you rate this movie?
As a whole package, I think it's like a very delightful experience. It's not something that I would really rush to go see again, but like I'm glad that I finally got around to watching it. I would probably give this a 3.5 out of 10. 7 out of 10, I guess, would be the other rating, of course. But like, yeah, it's an enjoyable time. Not every short is as good as the others. Here and there, but like it's a cohesive whole. I think it kind of works together to communicate, what the film is trying to do, which is like, showcase the beauty and the chaos of a city like Paris.
Oh yeah, most definitely. But that's a good rating. I'm gonna give it I'm gonna say the same, 7 out of 10. I did really like it. I loved how they did capture the Paris spirit, especially that last one. I liked it a lot. You could tell there's a lot of like American styles and foreign styles in the film, which I liked. I like seeing different people's styles. Overall, I think most of the shorts are like 90% of the shorts are really good, but the ones that are bad are just kind of like very forgettable and just not entertaining. So, but I'm gonna give it a 7 out of 10, or probably let's say like a 3.5 out of 5 as well.
Yep.
But overall, I thought it was good. I really did like the film, and I thank you very much to the Bardo Art Center for showing that. They're gonna be showing Midsummer soon, which we would like to review that.
Oh yes.
Before that comes out. We only have a couple more episodes left, which is crazy.
Yep.
Almost the end of the year. But
To the end of the semester.
that's crazy. But yeah, thank you guys for watching. We appreciate you guys watching this episode, and keep watching movies.
Yes.